Hello, welcome to episode 73 of the Bottom-Up Podcast. This month we're talking about the classic episodic time traveller Life is Strange, plus GTA, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Donkey Kong Bananza and more. Hello there, welcome to episode 73 of the Bottom-Up Podcast. My name is Ollie and I'm joined by Tibbs. Hello Tibbs.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I am very well on this evening, this Friday evening.
It's Friday evening, yeah, never done a Friday evening before, have we?
I don't think we have. We might have done once, but it's certainly, it's very unorthodox.
I seem to remember we've done a weekday evening once, maybe
Yeah.
twice, but yeah, it's unusual for us. But we had some scheduling difficulties this weekend, so
Yes.
we wanted to squeeze it in when we could. This month we are talking about Life is Strange.
And life is indeed very
Life
strange.
is strange. I know, it is very, very weird. A weird life indeed. Have you managed to fit anything other than Life is Strange in your gaming schedule this month?
Not a great deal. Due to, scheduling conflicts, I've mostly been little quick pick up and play things. So I've been going back and doing some Sonic. It was always good to fall back on a bit of Sonic when you just need something to play quickly. So
It's perfect, isn't it? Yeah.
I downloaded, so I got Sonic Origins on the Steam Deck. And I saw someone post on Twitter about this mod called the Sonic Origins Ultra Fix that apparently, fixes all the little complaints and bugs and things that people had with the original Sonic Origins. So I jumped through all the hoops to get that actually installed on the Steam Deck. Played it. I didn't notice any difference at all.
Oh, really? Did it work?
It worked because it's got like the title screen changes to say it's got the Ultrafix logo on there.
Yeah.
But I didn't really notice any difference at all. Playing it. So I don't know whether that's just because. I don't know whether it's because I've been playing those games for so long that I've kind of maybe mentally adapted to any of the little glitches and bugs that might occur in the game anyway, so they don't bother me anyway. I don't know if it's that, or I don't know if they're just very subtle changes.
I think a lot of the little issues were quite little tiny subtle things. Like I would find that I would hit a ramp in a certain way and it wouldn't take me to a place that I would normally get to.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. There's little things like that. That doesn't really impact you. It didn't send you into an obstacle or anything. It just throws you off because you know exactly that you're going to hit that thing when you hit this ramp, so
Yeah.
because you know it so well.
And I think a lot of the major sort of annoyances with Sonic Origins are around at launch, like the Tails AI bug in Sonic 2, where you just keep jumping.
Yeah,
And
that was patched anyway,
that was
wasn't it?
patched, and
Yeah.
like the Marble Gardens, where the all the earthquake stuff is all hosed.
Oh yeah,
But that all that's been patched out
Mm.
officially since launch anyway. So, the major things that I complained about Sonic Origins have been patched in time anyway, so I don't know. But it
Mm.
looks like someone's put a lot of effort into it, so I'm sure
Mm.
whatever it's doing under the hood is good. But
Did they fix the quality of the Sonic 3 music? 'Cause
do you
remember
know
that
what?
was
I
bad, wasn't it?
I honestly couldn't tell. Yeah, I downloaded because on the page, the download page for the mod with all the information about it, it recommends some of the soundtrack mods to download as well, like
Yeah.
the 16-bit audio file soundtrack mod. Is all these the highest possible quality versions of the soundtrack and all that.
Mm.
So I installed all those. It sounded fine.
Okay.
I listened to it through the telly. I popped in some headphones into the Steam Deck and listened to it.
Mm.
It didn't blow me away. It's not like I didn't listen to it and go like, "Wow, now that is audiophile quality. That is incredible."
Mm.
It was all right. It's fine.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to say like their work is. I don't want to speak badly about their work, but I don't know. I
I'm
just
sure
didn't
they've
notice that
done.
much of a difference.
I'm sure they've done some stuff there,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's one of those things where if it works, then they're doing the job, I guess.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the things that they put in that you won't notice, but they're there. You'll notice the absence of them.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah.
Mm.
So I've been playing that because, like I say, it's just easy to just pick up, do a few zones, pop it
Mm.
down, pick it up again later, do a few zones, and it's one of those games. Certainly, the first three Sonic games, I never get bored of them. I could just pick them up any time. There's
Oh, of
never a
course.
time where I pick up a Sonic game, the first three at least, and
Mm.
think, oh, I'm not really in the mood for that. It's all,
Mm.
it's always it's a nice, reliable game to go back to.
I know. I still need to do part 2 of my Sonic 3 and Knuckles playthrough, which was like a year ago now, I think.
What's
I
about
think it
you?
was Christmas last
That's
year.
like the most
so it's
popular
nearly a year.
video on our YouTube as well, by like a
Well,
country
definitely.
mile.
It's mainly because I put it up on Zone Zero as well, so people are
Uh,
seeing it from there as well. I think that's probably the reason. But yeah, I need to do that at some point.
Yeah.
I just never have the time. Never have
Yeah.
a block of time where people aren't in the house as well and trying to go to bed or whatever. So
I know it's difficult. It's difficult being adult.
adult, yeah.
When you're a kid, you come home, spend 6, 7 hours playing a games, no problem. But these days, no.
Yeah.
I played a bit of. I had a hankering for some Grand Theft Auto.
Oh,
So
really?
I've
Hmm.
been faffing about with the Steam Deck trying to get Grand Theft Auto San Andreas running nicely with some nice mod. Not the remaster
Not that, no.
garbage,
Yeah.
the original ones. So I faffed about with that for a bit. Played about, I don't know, maybe an hour's worth, 2 hours worth. That was okay.
Mm.
Tried to get Grand Theft Auto 5 installed. That's a headache on the Steam Deck. Oh,
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
dear.
I managed to get all installed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Played it. Oh, that's good. Let's try tweaking some of the graphics settings a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Tweaked it a little bit. I'm not talking anything fancy. Just tweaked it a little bit. Game won't boot anymore. I had to download it all again. The minute I tweak any setting, turn
That's...
VSync on, bam. That's the installation host, and
Oh,
you have to reinstall it
really?
again. So
That's terrible. Oh,
it's,
God.
it's really
That's enough to put you off, isn't it?
it is.
If you
It
can't
is.
have it, just if you know you can get it better, but it's just for some reason not working, that would just put me off playing it entirely, I think.
Oh, it's so annoying. And you can't just install it from Steam. You've got to install the Rockstar launcher because it's got its own
Yeah,
launcher,
oh
because
God,
of course
yeah.
it does.
Yeah,
So
that
you,
was the same with what's that? The cowboy one. I forgot what it's called.
oh, Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
It's a pain in it. Oh, it's a pain.
yeah. So you've got to download that. That only works with a certain version of like Proton or Wine or the
Mm.
emulation layer that
Yeah.
the Steam Deck uses. So you install that, and then it doesn't fit with the screen resolution. So you've got to tweak this and tweak that. You eventually get it installed, and you've got to do. Oh, don't bother. Just get on the PlayStation or something. Um. I think that's about it.
Okay. What are your feelings to GTA 6? Because they delayed it again this week, didn't they?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm partially. I think it's going to be a great game. I don't.
Yeah.
They're always good games.
It can't not be, really, can it?
Exactly.
I mean, you know it's going to be. You know they're not going to turn out a pile of crap. They've been working on it for decades.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, and it might be the game that finally makes me pull the trigger and buy a PlayStation 6, because there's no way the Steam Deck's going to handle it. As much as I love the Steam Deck, there's no chance of that running.
Probably not.
It.
No.
So I might have to get a PlayStation 6 in. So I'm glad they've delayed
5,
it.
I think you mean, don't you?
PlayStation 5. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
we're still on 5. I think they're talking about 6.
They're talking about 6, aren't they?
It's hard to keep up now.
It's hard to keep up.
Just,
I mean, it's a bit of a non-entity in gaming at the moment, really. So I don't really.
I know.
I just get whichever one's cheapest and available.
Yeah.
But yeah, my main concern with it is like Grand Theft Auto 5, the single player campaign was really good fun. I really loved it. But GTA Online was just a mess. I think that ruined GTA 5 a little bit. With it's just all microtransactions. I saw a video on YouTube the other day where someone was saying they introduced like a DeLorean type car in GTA 5. Despite GTA 5 not really being a science fiction game,
Sure.
somehow
It doesn't matter these days. Put anything in anything.
Stick a flying car in there, why not?
Who cares? Yeah.
Then they brought in these flying bikes, which then these flying bikes have got like auto tracking rockets on there. So anyone who could get one of these bikes, it said it cost the equivalent of like 50 quid in microtransactions to get one of these bikes. But then whoever got them could then basically dominate the map by just locking on missiles on everyone and shooting them. So then there was this arms race because they released a car that could lock onto these bikes and shoot the bikes. But then to get the car, you had to buy the DLC, you had to have a certain number of properties, then you had to buy the car, then you had to upgrade the car. And it's just money.
Jesus Christ.
And it's just GTA 4. The main campaign, and then they had the Lost and the Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony. They were so good. Just basic DLCs that tied into the story. They all interwove. They added a bit of depth to the original game. They added some new mechanics, new modes. Perfect. But GTA 5 is all this online microtransaction gobbledygook.
It's garbage. It's utter garbage, isn't it?
And they've made so much money from it. They've made more money than you can imagine. I can't for a second think that GTA 6 is going to come out and they're going to say, well, listen, all that billions of dollars we made, that was fun, but let's go back to doing nice single player DLC for everyone now. So
sadly, no. That's what they should do, but
that's what they should.
They won't.
So that's my concern. I'm excited for the main game, but I think there's going to be so much online integration with it, and I really worry that's going to impinge on my enjoyment of the game.
Yeah, it's a shame. I still never properly played any of them, to be honest.
Have you not?
No. I've dabbled a little bit here and there over the years, but I haven't. I did start 3 at one point, I think, in the last few years, but I might give like Vice City a go, maybe at some point. I was thinking
we should. It might be a good one. Probably not for probably a bit late for this year now, but next year that might be a good book club pick one.
Maybe, yeah, because I am the only sort of adult male left in the world within my age group that has never played GTA properly. I think I might be the only one. Probably, I've never known another one. So be interesting to break my virginity in that sense.
Yeah, they're very good games. They are.
I can see that they're very. I've never found them appealing, like in terms of like the things they emphasise that you could, like the amount of violence and stuff. It just seems, I don't know,
I think
unpalatable. But I certainly appreciate the amount of depth and detail that they put in their worlds and the amount of stuff you can do. I'm certainly wowed by that. So
that's the thing. It's the world building, and I think particularly like GTA 4. the world is so well realized. It's
Yeah.
it's incredible. Even today, it's such a achievement.
Mm.
Just things like you can call a taxi and just sit in the back of the taxi, tell the driver where you want to go, and it'll drive you there. And you can just look out the window, and the whole world is going on outside the window. The pedestrians walking around, cars going, people going in and out of shops and things.
Yeah.
It's just it's so realistic in that,
It's an amazing feat of
yeah,
human achievement, really, isn't it?
it really is, yeah. And I think people, particularly the press, they do emphasize the violence in GTA
Yeah.
a lot. Like
Yeah.
there's a famous thing like you can have sex with a prostitute to
Of course, all that's
regain your health, and then you can beat her up and take the money back. I played all the Grand Theft Auto games, and I never even knew you could do that
No.
until they mentioned it in the press. It's like it's not
Yeah.
something that's forced on you at all.
No.
It just drops you in
It's
this
just a small
world.
part of the game that you can discover
You can discover
naturally.
if you're the sort of person who decides to see if you can go with a prostitute and then think, oh, I wonder if I can beat them up and get the money back. I think that says a lot more about you than it does the game, to be honest. But not here to judge, but I don't think that's the game at fault.
No. No, I don't think so.
No.
Look at it's a mirror on yourself, really, isn't it? That game.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah. So, what about you? What have you been playing?
Quite a lot, actually.
Oh.
I've got no fewer than 5 separate games to talk about here.
Wow.
Alongside the book club game, which is perhaps a record for me, and I've got quite a lot to say about
this is a
each one of
bumper
them.
episode.
So strap yourself in. Here we go. Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
Oh
the
yeah,
first one.
I played the demo of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really, really fun, frenetic, fast-paced racer with some great track design. I think it's fantastic.
I played whichever track it is on the demo, and I found it a little bit overwhelming.
Well, that's exactly what I felt at first. So
it was really sort of a sensory overload a little bit, and I was
it is
like,
a bit.
I
It's
don't know
something
what
you
this
have
is.
to get. Yeah, it's it's something you have to get used to. But when you do, it's really awesome. Yes, it is a bit much. Like there's something about the music, there's something about all the effects and everything going off.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a bit much. I will say that it doesn't make the great first impression. I must admit, when I played that demo, because I'd already pre-ordered it by that point, I was thinking, "Oh my god, have I made a terrible mistake here? I don't know if I like this." Luckily, I do. It's the course design's really sort of proper Sonic transformed level of quality, I would say. So, the Crossworld idea, basically, you start off in a track, and you do a lap. And then 2 ring portals, Sonic movie style, appear, and the leader can choose which one of those you're gonna go into the second lap. So the second lap takes place in a whole different course. Then you come back to the original course for the third lap, but things have changed. You've got new obstacles, new routes open up. So it's really good at keeping it interesting. Compared to, say, Mario Kart World, which, you start a track and it says Toad's Factory. Okay, I'm going to go to Toad's Factory. And you spend the first 2 laps somewhere else and you end up at Toad's Factory in the final lap.
Yeah.
And it's evolving. The course is evolving, but it's not, it just feels a bit weird. But this is just, it has that balance of keeping it familiar, but also just changing it and keeping it fresh at every step, which I thought was fantastic. It's got a nice mix of familiar locations and some new ones. Even if they are familiar, the track design is different, so it's not like Team Sonic Racing where it's just half of it was just recycled courses. It's all new. The power-ups are good. They take a lot of inspiration from Mario Kart, so there's equivalents for like the blue shell and the bullet bill and all that, but it works. It's worked for them for years, so it's probably a good idea to sort of borrow from that a bit, I would say. It's a shame that there isn't any mission mode this time. When Mario Kart World does have one, although not a very good one. But to be honest, I'm having enough fun with the Grand Prix, just like the different difficulty levels of Grand Prix. The Grand Prix have a really good feature. When you're doing a Grand Prix in a racing game and you're doing well enough, and you get to the final lap and the final lap of the final course, and you're going to win, and then a load of buggers overtake you, and you've lost, and that's like 15 minutes wasted, basically.
Yeah.
This game has a great way around that. So the currency, there's tickets in the game, and you get them for doing anything. And you can spend, if you fail any course within the Grand Prix, you can spend tickets to retry it and still keep your position in the Grand Prix. So you can just keep retrying, and it's worth it because it's tough. It's a tough game. The AI is always on your back, really. So
that sounds a bit like the stars from Sonic Origins.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah, you mean like the extra life?
Yeah. Where if you
yes, the special stages.
The special stages. Yeah, if you fail, you just use one of your stars, and you can give it another try without having to. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, basically the same concept. Yeah. So it avoids that frustration of just wasting your time doing a Grand Prix that you end up failing. So that was really good. And yeah, I just really like it. The online mode works really well. It's like cross-play with all the platforms. I haven't really found many issues with it. Yeah, it's just a really, really good racer. I prefer it to Mario Kart World, to be honest.
There's a lot of people saying that as well.
Yeah,
that's not
I think it's a better game. I think,
yeah.
I really do. It's just more pure fun to it, I think.
Mind you, I would have said the same probably about Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. That was better than the equivalent Mario Kart game out at the time.
Well, Mario Kart 8, when it came out, the first version of it, before it added a lot more courses, a lot more stuff, I preferred Transform to Mario Kart 8. Yeah. I think since then it's added a lot more on it, and maybe not, but yeah, it's I'd recommend it definitely. And they've just announced a Switch 2 version, and the physical apparently will have all the data on it on the cartridge.
Good.
So that's a good sign that sort of big publishers are starting to think about embracing that a bit more.
Yeah.
I haven't got the DLC because I don't want it, which is all the
with the SpongeBob and all that.
SpongeBob and all that. It just smacks of like someone at Sega knows someone at Nickelodeon, and they've got together and said, "Hey, let's put a load of your characters in our game," and even though they don't belong there at all, it's just ridiculous. I don't have any interest in that at all. But yeah, that's that. Kirby, the DLC for Kirby we've been playing. Me and Alice have been playing on Switch 2. So that's been really good. It adds 12 new stages to the thing, and they sort of branch out from particular levels in the existing version. And we've done all those, and we're on the final boss, but it's quite tricky. We came that close to beating it the other day, so we can have another try at it on the weekend perhaps. But it's good. Yeah, the levels feel like quite substantially long compared to the originals. They got some new Kirby mouthfuls to do, like the cog is quite good because you can sort of walk up the walls and sort of do a little jump across gaps, and there's a sled that you can suck up and you sort of slide down and just dodge stuff. So it's
I love Kirby.
He's such a good it's really nice. It's such a nice game that me and Alice enjoy playing together. And you can see how she's improved in her gaming over the years, because you can play your Kirby, but you can be Bandana Waddle Dee, the second player.
Yeah.
And you can see how she's improved over the years, because she used to not really know what she was doing, but now she's really helpful at just fighting off the enemies and stuff.
Oh, brilliant!
So we have a great time with that. Yeah, so it's been really fun. So Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh yeah.
I'm not that into it yet. I got to admit, I haven't played loads. I've played about 5. I'm level 5, I think. And I think my expectations are part of the problem. I think because I think I'm right in saying it's by the same team that made Mario Odyssey.
I think,
and I was expecting another one of those, but it isn't really. I was expecting a collectathon basically, and it is and it isn't. Like, it's got these crystallized bananas that you can find, which I thought were the equivalent of moons. And you have to complete challenges to get them. You beat bosses, and also they're just in the ground. You can smash through the ground and get them. But the game doesn't really you don't need to get them to progress like you do in Odyssey. Like, it's a more linear game than I was expecting. Like, the levels are laid out more in like sort of a series of floating sections really, and they're sort of. There's places to explore and find the bananas and stuff, and there's a list of the bananas. Like in Mario Odyssey, they have little descriptions of where they are and things like that. But at no point yet have I been asked to get a certain number of them to do anything. It feels a bit more sort of point to point, like go here, do this, go here, do that, fight this boss, and then straight on to the next level, and then straight on to the next level after that. And it's just, I don't know, it's not what I was expecting. I was expecting more of just having a wander around, finding stuff, and just and just having a bit more of a free roaming sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a little bit disappointing so far.
I'm surprised to hear that, because that seems to be the opinion generally, is that's like the killer app for the Switch.
I know, that's what I was thinking. So I don't quite see it. Yeah, like technically it's impressive how you can just smash everything, and it is really fun to just go around doing that. Because there are all the terrain is destructible. It gets to a point, if you keep going down, that you'll eventually hit some solid block that you can't break. And if you break too much, you can reset. It's possible to reset the terrain and stuff like that. And yeah, you can find the bananas buried in there and stuff. But all the bananas do is apply points to a skill tree, basically. And you know my feelings about skill trees.
I was going to say, you love skill trees.
Yeah, well, I particularly love this one because you're having so much fun smashing all this stuff, right? You get a banana, and suddenly you've got to stop smashing stuff because a menu comes up and you need to start reading. You need to read whether you want a bit more health or a new sort of aerial move or more strength. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Just give me what I want in a linear order as and when I need it. I don't want to stop what I'm doing to have to read about all these different power-ups that I can get and just try and figure out this strategic element to an otherwise just insane smashing game. I don't get it. Why is this here? I don't understand.
Yeah.
It really annoys me.
Yeah, if you're playing an in-depth RPG where you need to really customize your character to your play style, that's fine. You don't need a complex build when you're playing about a monkey smashing things up, do you? You don't really need all that in-depth build stuff.
It's the RPGification of other genres that is starting to tick me off a bit. Because they can't just let a platformer be a platformer. They have to add these little things in there to try and make it worth charging 60 quid for, basically, by adding a bit more sort of depth to it, but in ways that don't gel with the original genre, in my opinion. Like, it winds me up. It does. So I've got a problem with that. The colours just feel a bit too saturated to me, like too overly saturated. Like, it's hard to look at sometimes. I know I've got problems with my eyes, but it's even bearing that in mind. It's I don't know. I'm going to play it more because I've invested in it, and I don't hate all of it. There's been some good fun bits about it. It's got some good music. It's nice to have some sort of gamey music because a lot of game soundtracks these days are sort of subtle and symphonic, and it kind of like just in the background. But it's nice to have some proper gamey soundtracks. But yeah, I want to see more from it, really. I want to see a bit more. I don't know what I want to see, but I just wasn't quite expecting it to be like this.
You'll know it when you see it.
I'll know it when I see it. Yeah. I'm hoping at some point it'll stop me and say, you need to go and find more bananas. And then that would be a reason for actually going to get the bananas. And then that would actually make me feel better. I know I could just go and... I know I could just go and find the bananas, give myself a sort of self-imposed kind of mission to do it, but I want the game to want me to find the bananas. I don't want it to be an extra side thing that I don't have to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, one collectathon that I have been enjoying is Yooka-Replaylee.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
So this is I don't know if it's supposed to be a remake or a remaster. It's basically what new Super Lucky's Tale did with Super Lucky's Tale.
I think it's sort of half remake, half.
It's another go at it, basically.
Yeah,
they've taken it and said, okay, what more can we do? And they've just tweaked loads and loads of stuff. So Yooka-Laylee was the Banjo-Kazooie spiritual successor from 2016. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they've added twice as many pages, which is the thing you had to collect. So the levels feel a lot more filled up. Now, I've only done the first level, to be fair. I've not completed it, but I've found a fair few pages in it. So I haven't done loads. But it just, and even now, I can remember certain challenges that I found a bit frustrating in the original that I definitely didn't have a problem with this time. It looks really beautiful as well. It looks, fantastic. Controls are brilliant, just feel perfect. So it's a big improvement already. a little bit stuttery on my computer sometimes when you go into a new area. It just kind of breaks the immersion just a little bit, but it sort of soon sorts itself out. So a little bit of a problem, but that's my only criticism of it so far, really. So yeah, I'm going to keep enjoying that one. The only other thing I have, which I played once yesterday, is Sonic Rumble.
Do you know, I saw you tweet about this. I've got no idea what this is.
Oh, okay. So it's officially launched this week globally, but until now it's an app fundamentally, but it's also on Steam. So it's Fall Guys, a Sonic version of Fall Guys, basically, an online sort of game like that. And it is fundamentally an app, and it does have all the app crap that you would normally have, that we complained about in like that in that Mobile Lemmings game a few years ago. Yeah. So it's got all that. But if you can cut through that, the actual fundamental game is actually really fun. It's you just run racing against like 32 other people, and it's just like an obstacle course, and then there's like challenges where you got to get enough rings or beat enemies and stuff. I had a few goes on it. They do like 3 rounds, a piece, and yeah, I thought it was really fun.
Is it like Sonic physics, or is it like wobbly?
No, it's more like just regular
ragdoll Fall Guy physics.
I wouldn't call it ragdoll, but it's It's just, I'm trying to remember if I've actually ended up playing Fall Guys. I think I didn't bother because I couldn't be bothered to sign up for an account. You know what I mean? You didn't have to sign up for an account for this one. Which is good. So, but yeah, it's. I think it's Fall Guys seems to be a big inspiration for it. I mean, there's loop-de-loops, but you sort of automatically run through them, so it's not really like Sonic-y physics. But it's fine. It works really well. It's got a nice visual style to it. It takes its cues from Sonic Lost World, but makes it even more sort of cuddly and sort of child-friendly like that. Which looks really nice. Got some nice sort of remixes of Sonic tunes and things. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it sounds quite cool.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how I've missed it. This has flown completely under my radar. Has it been talked about much? Or?
In the Sonic community, it has. But if you've not been paying attention, it's easily missed. It's not. I don't think it's been picked up largely by the gaming press.
No.
And it's been in certain regions. I haven't played it up until now. It's been available in certain regions. On the app you've been able to play, but this is the first time it's been released globally. So, and it's been delayed a lot. It's supposed to come out in May, I think. But it's free. It's got a load of in-app purchases and stuff, but you don't need any of that. There is some complaints on the Steam reviews. People seem to think that you have to, buy stuff in order to get good at the races. I've played a few rounds, and I got through to the final round in all but one of my attempts. So I don't think that's true at all. People are saying it's not true. So I think it's fine. You can just play it for free and have fun, and you won't be limited, like you were saying with GTA earlier, when you have to buy a 50 quid rocket jetpack.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's worth a go. Worth a go.
Yeah, good. I'm literally just downloading it now.
Oh, good. There you go. Yeah, have a go. Yeah, it's quite fun. Yeah, that's all I've got, I think. But it's been quite busy actually for my gaming this past month and a half or so.
That's probably been the busiest what have we been playing section for
quite
this
possibly.
year.
It could be. I mean, it's half an hour we've been talking about them, so that's a good. Yeah. Normally 20 minutes max, isn't it? So yeah, good. It's just as well because I haven't got any news. I don't think. Have you?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I don't have any incoming indie either, so we could just skip on straight to Life is Strange, couldn't we?
I did see an indie game that sounded quite interesting, but I don't know if I would call it an incoming indie because I don't know. It might be rubbish.
That's all right. Doesn't have to. The requirement for incoming indie is not that it has to be good. It has to be an incoming.
That is true.
It has to not be released yet, and an indie.
Well, it meets both those criteria. Let me find what it was called, and I'll find the Steam page. Because I saw it and I liked the art style of it because it was it showed a little UFO abducting a cow, and I thought that looks all right.
Okay.
Incoming indie.
It is called Car Park Capital. The car industry needs you to design and build the greatest car parks that Simple Time Life hasn't seen before. Introduce the need for car commuting and turn neighbourhoods into car parks.
Oh, this looks nice.
Yes, use propaganda to convince people to pay you for it. Fight people that see through your oily business. And it looks kind of like it's got like SimCity isometric
Yes.
roller coaster tycoon type style to it.
Mm.
And it's got these funny little cartoon characters going about, and you have to put up adverts saying you love cars, you must park your cars, and the whole thing just seems to be this odd game where you just destroy neighborhoods and put up car parks.
Yeah. That's really cool. I tell you who'd enjoy this. My wife. She loves
Really?
these sort of tycoon games. Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. She's mad about these tycoon games that she played when she was a kid. So I'll have to link that to.
Yeah, it just looks really good.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know when it's coming out. It says planned release date to be announced. But like I say, it's got UFO in it, and you can pick up a cow. So
Oh yeah, I've just seen that. Yeah. It's
yeah,
really-
so I'm on board.
yeah,
Not the
that looks
UFO,
really cool.
but
Yeah,
I'm on board
Micro
with them.
Pros as well. They're like sort of old school
Oh,
PC
they
game
yeah,
guys, aren't they?
yeah.
Weirdly, because I haven't heard their name mentioned in years, but I saw they're also doing a spiritual successor to Desert Strike. I think earlier in the week or a couple of weeks ago.
Do you know what? Do you know what? That's really funny. That's such a coincidence. Do we have one more game pick before the end of the year?
Yeah,
And it's my
yeah,
pick, isn't it?
yeah.
Yes. I will explain why that's funny when we come to my pick.
Okay. All right then. So yes, Car Park Capital.
Hmm.
Go and check it out. It's good. So that's just for Steam, is it?
Um,
PC?
I,
Don't know.
I,
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
it's hard to say. Looking at the type of game, it looks very PC
Yeah.
orientated. I imagine it'll release on things, but I wouldn't want to get your hopes up. I would assume it's PC only for the time being.
Yeah, it might go on the Switch too because it's got the little mouse.
Oh, the little
Joy-Con
mouse
things that they
mode,
keep
yeah.
pushing. That I don't think many things will use, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the incoming indie.
No, you've come to that with more than I had, so that's good, excellent. So right, next time, not next time. We're not finishing yet. Next up, someone's been waiting patiently for this to talk about Life is Strange. And just cut them. Right, we'll just go then. It's late. We'll just cut it there.
Skipping back on the. Did I miss it? What?
When did they talk about Life is Strange? Yeah, we're going to do that next after this little short break.
The Video Game Book Club.
Hi, welcome back. We have as promised, Life is Strange. This is an episodic game with its 5 separate episodes released in January, March, May, July and October of 2015. It was developed by Don't Nod Entertainment and published by Square Enix, released on PS3 and 4, Xbox 360 and Xbox One and Windows. It was later ported to OS X and Linux in 2016 and iOS and Android in 2017 and 18. On Steam, you can try episode 1 for free, while the remaining episodes can be bought for £15.99. Life is Strange was remastered in 2022, along with its prequel, Before the Storm, and these are available together for £33.99, should you prefer that option. So this is a narrative-driven adventure game that takes place in Arcadia Bay, a small seaside town in Oregon in the year 2013. The player controls Max Caulfield, a photography student who discovers that she has the ability to rewind time and change the past. Reunited with her childhood best friend Chloe, the pair use Max's newfound ability to uncover the truth behind missing person Rachel Amber. So this is my pick. A game that I've always heard a lot of reverence for. A lot of people saying how good it is. I've played through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I adored it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought it really, really gripped me from start to finish.
Yeah. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Obviously, it's very story heavy. It's got a lot of cutscenes and some excellent voice acting and dialogue and everything. But the gameplay wise, it's when you are doing game stuff, it's a third person game. So you can, as Max, you can freely explore the environment that she's in. She's in a school that she's also staying at in a dormitory, and various characters are around, and you can visit their rooms and classrooms and things like that. And if you direct her attention to particular people or items of interest, you can interact with them. Reminded me of Shenmue in that way. If you think Shenmue, very similar sort of control scheme, I would say. But yeah, early on, Max learns that she can rewind time, which is an ability I would really, really love to have. Just for that, when you spill something and you think, oh God, I wish I could have that 2 seconds, those 2 seconds back and not do that. Oh, it'd be so good, wouldn't it? And you can do this by holding the left trigger, usually at certain at particular times, at which point a spiral in the top left corner will start winding inwards, with key decisions appearing as markers along it, and you can see time rewinding. Curiously, the second game this year that we've covered that has a spiral piece of UI in the corner.
Yeah, it is actually, yeah.
The Lack of Love being the other one,
yeah,
for a different purpose, yeah. I just thought that was an interesting thing to know. So yeah, you can rewind whole conversations, choose different options to get completely different outcomes. I liked it when you could learn a piece of information going down one sort of conversational route, and it wouldn't get you to where you wanted to go, but you then could rewind time and you had new questions and points of interest to talk about because you acquired this piece of information from having already talked to them. So I thought that was quite clever. And there's all sorts of clever ways that it uses this mechanic, just in terms of conversations and also spatial puzzles as well, because sometimes you can rewind time, but you keep yourself in the same position, so you don't go back to where you were. So that means you can get past an obstacle that, early on there's like a falling tree, isn't there? And then you have to pause time and move past it and allow the tree to fall and things like that. So yeah, I thought that was really, really quite inventive. It just worked so well with the narrative and how it all sort of blended together. Yeah,
I think the whole game, to me, if you know what I mean, it feels a bit like a Twilight Zone episode. It's kind of, it's got that kind of, like, it's almost a cautionary tale. It's got elements of, the butterfly effect type thing where, seemingly, you've got this, someone's given this power for reasons they don't know, they don't understand, they just know they've ended up in a position where they've got this power and they start using it. And it is, you like you say, if you had the power in real life, would you just go back and stop a jar being knocked over or a cup being knocked over? But how little changes like that can compound into changing huge swaths of the future.
Yes.
And I really like that. I like stories like, I like things like the Twilight Zone where you get these little moral stories about a character put in a fantastical situation and seeing how they cope with it and how it affects them and how it changes things. I think that it's I don't, we don't. It's one of these games where we really have to avoid spoilers.
Oh yeah, it's going to be tricky with this one. Definitely.
Yeah, but there's something that happens to a particular character that I really didn't see coming. Like there's a chapter where you go to a character who you've been with and you see them in a, their life has taken a completely different turn.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I in a minute we'll discuss that. I did want to talk about that one without spoiling it too much, but it's just. I mean, I think we're at the end of this conversation. We'll have a sort of a spoiler chat, and we'll put it in as a separate thing. I think because it's just one of those games where you have to talk about what happened.
Yeah.
separately.
But I love that aspect of it. It's not just it doesn't just go into the, basic puzzle. Oh, you just rewind this, rewind that, rewind this, rewind that. It does show, real, the choices that you make do have significant consequences on the story, and I like that.
Yes. I mean, it is inspired by things like Twin Peaks, I think, was a big inspiration for it, and The Twilight Zone and stuff like that, and you can see it. And the whole thing, because it's episodic, it kind of plays out like a TV drama.
Yeah, it does,
doesn't it?
yeah.
Like all the shots and everything, and the way each episode often ends on a cliffhanger. And it's just one of them that it was a way in which it just showed some music played, and it just showed all the different characters and what they were doing. And I thought, this is just like watching a TV show. Like, it would adapt to a TV show really, really well. And you can see all these bits of inspiration where they've got it from. But yeah, it's when you rewind time, you can normally only do it for the last sort of minute or so. But at one point, Max discovers that she has the ability to go back in time by looking at a photo. And there's a nice mechanic where you have to hold the two thumbsticks in the right position, and the controller starts vibrating, and then you can. Then she finds that she's time traveled back to that moment in the photo, and any changes that she makes there will affect the present in a sort of a split alternate universe that she can create, and then she has to deal with the consequences of those, because they don't always work out. Making a change that she thinks will lead to the better will. It does do that, but it also has another effect that is just as bad or worse. And like as you said, that there's a point where she does that and she thinks she saved someone, but in doing so, something terrible has happened to someone else.
Yeah.
And that was the whole game is so sort of raw and kind of like it doesn't pull its punches. It tackles like really serious issues like suicide, like assisted dying, bullying, murder, kidnap. It's and loads of swearing in it as well. This is not a game for youngsters at all. It's quite sort of brutally honest. Again, like a TV drama. It's not glossy. Like the whole area is like the school is a bit run down. It's a bit sort of filthy and grimy, and it's sort of warts and all look at the kind of lives that these characters lead.
Yeah.
And just that sort of alternate universe that she goes to was really sort of heartbreaking, I think. You really start to get to know these characters, don't you, throughout the course of this thing, and you start to really care about them because you see so much of their lives. There's thousands and thousands of lines of dialogue, and you really start to understand everything about them and how they communicate with each other. Like Max herself is a really quite a likable character. She starts off, her confidence builds as the game goes on, particularly as so Arcadia Bay is where she used to live, and she used to have her best friend Chloe, and they sort of grew up together, and then she spent 5 years away. She's come back to do her studies in her hometown, and so she reunites with Chloe, but Chloe has taken a different path of her own. She's kind of gone off the rails a little bit. So it's kind of how these characters reunite, and they sort of work together to solve this sort of mystery of a murder that's happened, which is another friend of Chloe's, and it includes all these characters get involved in the suspects and these suspicious things. Even with TV dramas, sometimes I get to the point where they're trying to track down a murder mystery. It does get to a point where I kind of lose track of like the clues that they're following.
Yeah.
Do you ever find that?
Yeah, I do.
And I found that there's a point where they've kind of been going. It's a story that you just sort of follow, and there's a point where they say, "Okay, we've got all these clues on the big board, and we've got to pin them all together. Now the player has to link them all together." And I was like, I haven't fully been paying attention to every little bit of clue. So it's just that just struck me as quite a funny sort of thing for me anyway. But I did manage to link them all up. It just sort of, you can do it. And then that's quite good actually, because that made me understand all the bits that they've brought together between them, and to come to this conclusion. So Yeah, I mean the branching paths thing is an aspect that I thought it was going to be more like a sort of a choose your own adventure book with lots of different multiple outcomes. There's two different endings.
Like I say, I think there's only two main endings in the room.
But it really comes down to a choice that you make at the end.
Mm.
So otherwise, all the story beats are there, but you still feel like every decision you make has consequences, and it kind of tells you as much in the first episode, at least, when you choose. When you do make a decision, and the little butterfly symbol comes up and says, "This decision will have consequences later on," and you think, "Oh my!" Like everything you do feels like it will affect something. I think in most cases it's just little. It can be little things, but there was an interesting, without again, I don't want to spoil too much, but at the end of episode 2, one of the characters attempts suicide.
Yeah,
and you have to talk them down, but you can't use your rewind power, which is a really interesting idea because Max has used all her rewind power just trying to stop them from dying. So she makes it up, and then she has to. Then you have to go it alone. You can't rewind. So all the conversational decisions that you make to try and talk them out of it cannot be rewound. And if you fail, that person dies. And they're dead for the rest of the story. There's no way to bring them back. But you can succeed, and then they're there for the rest of the story. And I thought that was such a fascinating sort of thing. I don't think it... Because I didn't save them. I don't know if you did.
I did, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
So I went down the wrong route. I mentioned the wrong thing, and I couldn't save them, which felt terrible. And, I think after that they're only in it, like they're not an integral part of the story. I assume. I think that I looked up on the wiki. There is a wiki which explains all the different, the different consequences of everything, which is quite interesting. But it's mostly just little things that people mention or don't mention. But I thought that was a really impactful moment.
Without spoilers, did you? I mean, it's obvious which ending is the good ending and the bad ending.
Yes.
Which one did you choose?
Well, I chose what I think is the only ending that made sense to me. But we'll talk more about that in the spoiler section, I think. Unless there's something else you want to say that's non-spoiler about it.
Oh no, I was just curious. What path you took.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in the special VIP section. And I'll tell you what I loved. When you complete an episode, you see all the stats of all the decisions that you made. That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Because it compares the decisions that you made to all the decisions that every other player has ever made as a percentage.
Yeah,
So,
the Walking Dead. Have you ever played the Walking Dead games?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh well, but that's another one we're going to have to cover next year. But they do the same thing. You get like a percentage. X number of players did this. You did this. So, it's really really good.
I love a stat like that. Give me a stat, and I love it. But that's so cool because it's interesting which ones I was with the consensus on and which ones I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. And I think you can narrow it down to just your friends as well if your friends have played it too. I thought the music was very nice, very sort of calm, acoustic guitar, kind of incidental music. There's a few licensed tracks in there as well.
Yeah, it's not a bad little soundtrack.
Yeah, and I like the sort of occasional introspective moments where you can just sit and take in the surroundings. Like it shows you a few different camera shots of where you are.
Just life going by.
Yeah, and there's a bit where she gets the bus, and it just follows you on the bus ride, a bit like we were saying earlier with GTA on the taxi ride. You can just sit and follow the journey on the bus, and it's quite a nice. It's funny because it's such a dramatic game in many ways, and it's such a real hard game. But there's this lovely sort of moments where it's kind of peaceful and nice and beautiful. So I thought that was lovely that they managed to sort of combine those two things. Anything else you want to touch on? I know because you haven't played it. Your schedule. You've played the first couple of episodes recently, but you played it back at the time.
Oh yeah,
did you, when
I
it first
played it when
came
it
out?
came out, and I've played it all the way through, and I've only got the one ending. I didn't go through and get both endings. I
No.
only got the one ending because
Hmm.
I kind of I know some people do like with these games, they do like to go back and do all the different routes, but I kind of I'd done my story, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I'd made my
Hmm.
choices in it. It's again, I'm gonna go back to The Walking Dead because I think that's a game we should cover next year as well. Because if you like
Hmm.
this, you will get a kick out of that as well.
Okay.
But I think going into games like this, I think you get the most out of it when you commit to yourself that you're going to stick with the decisions that you make.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, no saving the game. Oh, I didn't like that decision. I'll go back and do something else.
I must admit, I did do that a few times. I just rewound
Oh, if you rewind in terms of what the game allows you to do, that.
in the gameplay. I didn't just cut it off there and reload the whole
Oh,
thing.
that's what I mean. If you're doing what the
Yeah.
game allows you to do, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
I think it's just better if you stick to what path you've chosen, and then that's the story that you get. You can watch the rest later on YouTube if you want. But
Yeah.
I did my path through the story, and I was satisfied with the ending of it, so I didn't go back and do any of the rest. So
Yeah. There's something nice and personal about this sort of thing, where you can
yeah,
carve your own path through, and
yeah,
that's the experience that you had. Whether it was the best one, or whether you missed certain bits that you should not have missed, that was your experience with the game, and there's something nice about that, isn't there?
yeah. There is.
Yeah. I'm just looking through because I made more pages of notes while playing this game than I think I've ever done on any book club game that we've done before, because there were so many things I wanted to talk about, and yeah, there's a few little details, but I think we've covered most of the important stuff. I think it's just a phenomenal game really, and the Steam version at least is there's like director commentary, the little
Yeah,
videos that the directors
they've
put
added all
together.
sorts of.
I watched a couple of them last night. They're really interesting because it was made by a French team. There's a couple of French directors. It's just fascinating to see their approach to it, and it's interesting that they chose an American sort of town to base it on, when they're not from there. Normally you think this sort of thing would come from people who live in that environment and know it authentically, but it's amazing because it doesn't look like a French version of Oregon. It looks.
No,
I
it feels
I've never
very
been to Oregon. I
authentic.
don't.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a British person saying that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It looks completely believable. Everything about it is believable, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that lets it down very slightly is the lip syncing. And some of the character animation is a little bit janky.
It's
Here
a little
and
bit
there, the original
janky,
version.
to be fair, there aren't many games that get lip syncing perfect, even
Oh
today.
no, even today. And they've have the remastered version. By the look of it, improves it quite a bit. If you wanted to go with that one, and it only stands out because the rest of the stuff is just so high quality. The voice acting and everything else. That's the only reason it sort of stands out as a slight mark against it. But I just thought it was great. It's just a great game, and it would have been interesting to play. When it came out? Did you play it? Did you wait for each episode?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I played it as it came out.
Yeah, I thought because I didn't obviously I went Steam through the whole thing in a few weeks, but it's an interesting idea in itself. The episodic game. I mean, was this one of the first ones to do that sort of thing?
I don't know if it was one of the first. It was certainly. It was one of the earlier ones, I think. I mean, I think it was. Half-Life started the whole episodic thing, and then bailed out after 2 episodes and left the story unfinished. I think The Walking Dead came before. Yeah, I think The Walking Dead must have come before this, and that was Telltale Games. And that was their whole thing, the episodic games, decision-based games. They did The Walking Dead, they did the Wallace and Gromit one, they did the Jurassic Park one. They've done all sorts of, that's their style of game. So I think they sort of pioneered it in a way, and then games like this came along. So it wasn't the first, but it's certainly one of the better ones.
It's one of the benchmark ones that people talk about, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
and there are sequels and things that with different characters and different stories, aren't there?
There are, and funny enough, I've never played any of them.
Oh, really? I was going to ask you. Yeah, there's a direct sequel, Life is Strange 2, which I think is a completely different story, isn't it? And there's it's like True Colors. That might be another different one as well.
I think that's. I don't know if it's different characters. I don't know if it's set in the same universe or if it's its own thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but there is another one, more recent one with Max Caulfield, isn't it? Like years later.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So yeah, it's sort of marked out a legacy for itself, I think, and probably just keep going, I think. But yeah, it's if you've never tried it before, I'd highly recommend it. It's fantastic.
I thoroughly recommend it. I think it's a great game, a great story, and yeah, great fun.
Brilliant.
Well, as fun as it can be.
It's as fun as it can be. It's pretty damn depressing at sometimes, but yeah, it's nice. Let's do the spoiler section, and I will release this separately. So, and that sound of arguing mice means that this part of the conversation is strictly off limits for this podcast because we don't do spoilers around here. But we do them on our SoundCloud account, which you will find a link to in the show notes. So if you've already played the game, you can go there and get a whole extra 12 minutes of us talking about some of the more memorable parts of the game's story. Right, so then you kind of gave us a little hint earlier, but what are we playing next month?
Well, we're going to play a game that was intended to be the next in the Strike series.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
The next... I feel like I do, but...
It was going to come after Nuclear Strike.
Yeah.
And they had a little trailer at the end of the game, at the end of Nuclear Strike, and it was going to be called Future Strike.
Oh, this does ring a bell, yeah, Future Strike.
But it never got, it just never got made. But it evolved into the game that we're going to be playing, which is a game called Future Cop LAPD.
Oh, I've seen this and I wanted to play it. Yeah, I remember seeing this. I thought, oh, that's PlayStation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's good. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I remember it must have been a few years ago now, but I remember, yes, that's right. I remember all this now. It was going to be the next Strike one.
Yeah, and I think...
Okay, cool.
I don't know what happened during the development. I'm going to try and find out, see if there's any sort of post-mortems available online for the development of it. But it was going to be part of the Strike series, and it merged and evolved into Future Cop. So.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yes. So that's my pick.
That's great. Yeah, I've only played Desert Strike. That's the only one in that series. Cool. It's one of the first games I had on my Mega Drive. It came in the bundle that I got for Christmas.
I don't say this in a derogatory way at all, but you played one, you played them all, really.
Yeah, that's the way I've always seen. They kind of look kind of similar, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got fond memories of that. Like, I didn't really know how, because I was quite young, I didn't really know how it all worked, and my helicopter kept crashing. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So I've got fond memories of getting my dad, who doesn't play games, to try and figure out how to play it. So
yeah, that's much the same. I just like flying about in the helicopter and picking the little guys
picking the little men up
and
trying to shoot something. Yeah.
And occasionally you'd shoot a tent and there'd be a guy there with his trousers down. So
yeah, that does ring a bell. Yeah.
But yeah, not in Future Cop.
Probably not now. No.
But it's still a good game. So yeah, be interesting to play that. I think that's a nice one to round the year off with, and then
yes.
Yeah, be on to the awards.
The awards, yes, awards next month. Yeah, cool. Okay, so in the meantime, you can talk to us. We are on Twitter and Blue Sky. We're at PodemUp. Our website is podemup.live or podemup.com, where you see all our past episodes. And our email, we're still having problems with our email, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can't get through to us at mail@podemup.live, you can try podemup@gmail.com if you're desperate to tell us something.
You should be.
And you should be. You should be desperate to tell us all things. What you thought about Life is Strange. Any thoughts you've got about, I've forgotten what it's called, LAP Cop, Future Cop?
LAP Cop, yes, that's
Cop. It. Oh, okay. It's a complicated name.
It is.
Anything you've got to say about that, and we can read it out on the next show. Any suggestions for book clubs, book club picks? If you want a free Steam key, I can give you one of those. Still got them hanging around if you're interested.
Still got a
backlog. We don't really advertise it anymore, but they're there if you want them.
There's some good ones. There's some good ones.
Can't remember them off the top of my head now, but there's some good ones, yeah. So do get in touch. Podemup@gmail.com is the email address for now. So I think that about wraps it up. It's quite late now, isn't it? Oh, it's 5 to midnight. So we better go to bed, I think. Yes. So good night and God bless, and we'll see you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Yeah, this is what my mum said to me. Used to say to me to say good night. She'd say, "Good night, God bless you." See you in the morning. And I just, for some reason, just started saying it. I don't know why. So bye.
Bye.
To all of you American girls, it's sad to imagine a world without you. American girls, I'd like to be part of the world around you. Driving a car by the seaside, watching the world from the bright side. To all of you American girls in the movies, no one can tell where your heart is. American girls like dollies, with shiny smiles and plastic bodies. I wish I had an American girlfriend. I cry sometimes, walking around my own place, wondering why she cries sometimes, talking about her own place, somewhere around the mountains. No one could dry her fountain, till she got tired to complain. That's when I fly.